Hi everyone, welcome to this Technical Foundations launch sessions or quick overview. For those that missed it or you just want to kind of see it again and go through it. So my name is Gray Hunter. You may not have had me for your launch session, but I'm part of the team that worked to create this in hopes of adding at least a little bit more value to your all's lives as you kind of move through whatever program you're working through. So let's just kind of jump in. So when we're doing this in person, it's going to take around 3 hours. I'm assuming the videos are going to be a little bit faster because we don't have to stop and ask questions and go through there. And you always have the luxury of kind of stopping and pausing and rewinding here in video. So hopefully it'll be a little bit more efficient. So what we're doing, this is meant to be an introduction. Again, I highlight that, an introduction to the common features and best practices for the various Microsoft programs that you're expected to utilize and leverage in your future courses and likely internships, full-time positions. And even if you aren't using them, people that work for you or work under you or work with you might be working with them all the time, and you'll at least have seen it and you can expose them to it. And again, it's meant to make your life better, your life easier, faster, more effective, more efficient, and hopefully it makes your life easier later on when you're learning other tools. So a lot of this sort of carries over, and you'll hear me kind of talk about it throughout each of the 3 different videos that we do. But if later on you want to learn some Tableau or Power BI for data visualization, or if maybe you're more on the creative side, the Adobe Creative Suite has a ton of programs, and maybe you're kind of more of like the number cruncher, the data analyst, and you want to work with R or Python or SAS or Stata, another programming language, hopefully this beginning piece will make that easier to do that. So for the session, hopefully you've done this in person. If not, you can pretend, right? You're going to be working as a consulting team. So we're going to work in groups of 3 to 4. You're going to clean up some data, very, very simple. So we're going to introduce you to Excel and just some basic common features. Again, you can spend, I think the LinkedIn training on Excel is something crazy like 50 hours. So we get an hour and maybe 10 or 15 minutes. But then you're going to take what you get from there. You're going to create sort of this specialized report that discusses and references the basic visuals and summary data that you kind of go through. And then last off, you're going to develop a professional presentation outlining your findings from the data analysis and the report that you build. It can also include things like next steps. Just keep in mind it is meant to be kind of professional. As we go through, you'll hear me say this and talk about it, but as with any technologies, there's no right way to do it. There's likely 100 different ways to get things done and get to the same result. The goal of this training is to show you how to do it faster with Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. So over years, we've kind of picked these things up where we can take a task that may have taken, 4 hours and turn it into 1 hour or 15 minutes. Like it depends on how good you are at Excel. You can really make your life a lot easier by automating things. And as you go through, I'm going to give you a lot of freedom. Just keep in mind that when you're working on future reports, they are typically meant to be seen by a professional audience. You don't have to treat this like this, but it may be good practice to start kind of thinking about those things. Note we are going to throw sort of a lot at you. You're not going to have a final polished report. I wish I could teach you Excel, Word, and PowerPoint and have you build this amazing professional presentation and PowerPoint that you could go and deliver, but that's just not feasible because, again, we're kind of starting from that very baseline and hopefully kind of getting you up to speed from there. We are going to have this broken down into 3 videos, and by the time you're seeing this video, this document will likely have the videos linked. But we're going to start with the data management in Excel. Then we're going to go into creating professional reports using Microsoft Word. Then we're going to jump into the PowerPoint presentation, just because I think that makes the most sense, and our team sort of thought the same thing. Before you begin, there are sort of some things that you need. The first is to make sure you have all of this technology and other programs that you're going to use. And so the first piece is this technology requirements overview. Honestly, it's just links to download the things that you need. It depends on where you're watching this. It should be on D2L, or you might have received an email. If this is on YouTube, it's probably in the description. That's just, again, to get you access to the programs that we're going to use. If you already have the most up-to-date Microsoft suite, you'll be perfectly fine. If you're interested in data visualization, we have some steps on how to get Tableau desktop and public for free. What the 3 workshops are going to be working with. So there's an Excel file, there's a Word file to kind of speed things up, and there's also just a shell for a presentation. I have all 3 of these kind of downloaded in my downloads folder. Maybe you want to create your own folder, but you should have the document you're currently looking at. Then you'll have, let's see, the data looks something like this. And I'll kind of go ahead and pull it up here so you can kind of see it. And so here's the data. It's on a couple different sheets, and here are the steps that we're going to kind of go through. And then the report is going to look something like this. Again, it looks really ugly. I'm going to show you, or whoever's doing that video, if it's not me, we'll show you how to go through and, again, make it a lot nicer as you kind of go through. And then the last piece will just be this kind of basic shell. So again, we're going to hopefully make these things look a lot nicer as you go through each of the 3 different parts. Yeah, if you're kind of reporting or thinking like, all right, what are the basic things we'll cover? I tried to put it in here in terms of everything that we plan to cover. So Microsoft Excel, and I'll try and stick with the order as we go through these as well. Same thing for Microsoft Word, so kind of seeing where you're going or where we can go, and have some basic things if you want to cite things on your resume or CV or something like that. So you have kind of all of those things. I assume the Excel one will be the longest. That's the one that has sort of the most bells and whistles, and maybe requires the steepest learning curve. And then honestly, if it's a Microsoft product, and even if it's not a Microsoft product, a lot of the things we do here, you'll know they exist. So even if you're someone that likes to work on like maybe Google Sheets or Google Docs, or I don't know, some other program that you like to work in, at least you've seen it. It might be that it also exists in other programs. It might look a little bit different, but you should be able to make your life easier in all those programs as well. So it's not just to learn Microsoft, it's to learn sort of just things that exist in all 3 of these. The last thing is a bonus piece. So I'm going to make most of my students do this, but it's a bonus for anyone here watching if they want, is working with data and leveraging it to kind of pull insights and then visualize it is very important. And so we've actually, from the other college, we've created some other tutorials on Tableau. So it uses a very similar data set. These videos are both on YouTube. We're actually working on a 3rd one that is a more of a best practice one. So maybe by the time you're watching this video, you're seeing that. But basically, other ways to visualize the data, get you experience working with data in Tableau. So if you want to kind of sharpen those skills, you're interested, or maybe you already know Tableau and you want to build something else, you've got a couple videos here that you can go through and do it. If you're not a student, you can download Tableau Public, and you should be able to do almost everything because we have the data set up in an Excel file. But I typically prefer Tableau Desktop because you can save locally, you can connect to a bunch of different data sources, and if you're a student, you get a free license for every year that you're in school. Yeah, and that's enough of the overview. I hope this was helpful. Now just jump into the videos, right? And please watch them in order, because I'm going to reference, or we're going to reference, things that we're taking from Excel in the Word. So you kind of need to watch it in the Excel, then the Word, then the PowerPoint sequence. And maybe we'll post like some keys or completed versions to make you jump those steps. We haven't got there yet, but maybe we will. Check wherever you're getting this from to see if it's there. And good luck, and please let us know if you have any questions.